section 4.3. Your homework tonight is more factoring. Tonight's homework is worksheet number 6 to be done in your comp books. The factoring that we go over today will not be on your quiz tomorrow. Mr. Ali, move your chair, please. The stuff that we do right now, I'm not going to quiz you tomorrow. The point is for you to practice it and practice it and practice it, and then I quiz you. The stuff you're about to get tomorrow is the stuff that was just on the warm-up that we've been doing for a week and a half. Would you agree? Would you agree, yes or no? Yes. So the stuff that's on the quiz, I'm not giving you a quiz, haha, I got you. It's because by now, you should be able to do it. Not, did you do your homework last night? I'm going to punish you if you don't. So you've had plenty of time to practice what's going to be on the quiz. All right, what's going to be on the quiz? You're going to have 4 questions. 2 of them are factoring. So one's going to be pretty easy. One's going to take it up a notch. Then you'll have 1 question on going from a graph to an equation, which is what you just did in last night's homework. I walked around and everybody felt good about it. Looked like everybody felt good about that. Am I right? Yeah. Great. So you have 1 graph to write the equation off of the graph. And then you're going to have 1 word problem that you have to write the equation, which is exactly what we're doing right now. So for letter A on the warm-up, I already see a greatest common factor that I should have taken out from the beginning. Mina, what is that greatest common factor? 10. So if I divide everything by 10, I should get 2q squared plus 3q minus 10. Then I'm going to factor that. Mia, what number goes up here?
400.
Well, I took out a 10, babe, so just focus on this. Even smaller. 2 times negative 10. What is that? Negative 20. All right, we hopefully are feeling much better about this because Miss Riad was so annoying, literally gave us 3 sections worth of this factoring. It's because you have to be good at it. I want to remove the roadblock of not knowing how to factor so that the rest of life is just easy. That's what I need from you. You know what goes down here? Say it with confidence. 3. Nicely done. So I need 2 numbers that multiply to negative 20 and add to 3. Isaiah, can you just give me 2 numbers that multiply to 20? Just any 2 numbers. 10 times 2. Does 10 minus 2 or 10 plus 2 equal 3? No? So let's see if we can think of 2 other numbers. Sophia? What can I do with this 10 and 2? Let's cut this in half and multiply that by 2. Cut this one in half. What is that? Okay, so 10 times 2 is 20, right? What? Oh, thank you. Good catch, babe. So this should be negative 4. No wonder it was like, why are we not getting this answer? Negative 4. Sorry, guys, on the video. All right, negative 4. Sophia, can you tell me 2 numbers that multiply to negative 4, please? Or just 4? Give me 4. 2 times 2? Is 2 times 2 or 2 plus 2 equal to 3? No. So how about another 2 numbers? Yes, sir?
1 and 4.
Oh, sorry. That's fine. Either one. 1 and 4. Is 1 plus 4 or 1 minus 4 3? So we're going to use 1 and 4. Which one has to be negative if the 3 has to be positive? The 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this 10. Then I'm going to rewrite 2q squared minus q plus 4q minus 2. Now what, Destiny? Yep. It's lightning bolt. We're going to do factor by grouping. Let's cut that bad boy in half. Just Sean, now what? Good. Can I factor out a 2 from this Q right here? Oh, the right side. Sorry. He's like, I don't want to deal with the left side, Mr. Riad, so I'm going to tell you the right. Fine. So if I take out a Q2, then I'm left with Q minus 1? Okay. Kathleen, what can I take out of the left-hand side, though? Mr. Riad. Sorry, guys. What can I take out on the left-hand side, Kathleen? But there's no 2 here, babe.
Oh, you can't.
So what do they have in common? Not a 2. What else do they have in common? Just a Q. So take out a Q, and you're left with 2Q minus 1. You see it? Because Q times 2Q is 2Q squared. Q times negative 1 is negative Q. These are the same. That means I'm happy. My answer is 2Q minus 1. I put the Q plus 2 together. And then don't forget that 10. Brooklyn, can you just tell me what you got for letter B, please?
Y equals -1/2 x minus 2 squared minus 6.
Mia, can you tell me what you got?
For the answer,
Yeah.
y equals -1/2 and then parentheses minus 2 and parentheses 2 squared plus -6.
So plus negative 6 is the same thing as minus 6. Nicely done. Oshini, what'd you guys get? All right. Anybody get something different? All right. Nicely done. So that's going to be my letter B. Letter C, I wrote it out already because I want to explain it to you. You already have it written out, so you should be able to follow along. You should have a picture that looks like this. You should have had the soccer ball starting at 0, 0 because he's kicking a soccer ball. And it goes through a hoop that's 80 feet away. If you're standing 80 feet away, do I say, oh, he's standing 80 feet away, or do I say he's standing 80 feet away? Do I go up or do I go across? Across. He's standing 80 feet away. The hoop is 80 feet away. Some of you guys are going 80 feet away. Who does that? If I tell you to stand 80 feet away from me, you're not going to go up in the air, are you? You're going to go 80 feet away from me, on the ground, on the floor, on the field. Yes? So if the hoop is 80 feet away, yes? Y'all need to talk to me, yes or no?
Yes.
Now, it also has a height of 20. That same thing that's 80 feet away has a height of 20. So some of you guys are like, where do I put the 20? Where do I put the 80? I don't like it. Because you want to just take numbers and not make sense of them. But if you use the words to your advantage, it'll tell you where to put it. So if it's 80 feet away, 20 feet high. You guys know what 20 feet high means. It's literally in the air. So it's 80, 20. Now, is this the vertex? No. What are the words that signify that something is a vertex? Give me one, Mina. If something is the vertex, what words should you see? Height. Does any height? Listen to my question, babe, because you're getting nervous, but you're not listening to me. If I were going to use vertex form, what should my problem tell me if I am going to use vertex form? What kind of words should I see? Highest. Very good. The highest point or lowest point. Alyssa, can you give me another one? Maximum and minimum. Sean, give me the last one that we went over. In the middle. Exactly in the middle. Then those things tell me, yeah, I'm probably going to use. Do you see any of those words here? maximum, minimum, in the highest, lowest, in the middle. Do you see any of those? All you know is that it passes through 80-20. So is this going to be HK? What letters are 80-20 going to be? X and Y. Then where does it land? What does it tell you? The ball lands 100 feet from Charlie. So 100 feet from Charlie or 100 feet from Charlie? 100 feet from Charlie. Yes? So my two roots are what? 0 and 100. And my X and Y are 80-20. Now I just plug and chug. I have to know my formulas for tomorrow. I'm not giving them to you. You should know them by now. This is my root form. Why am I going to use root form? Tell me, Angelo.
I'll give you the roots.
Because they gave me the roots. Is it that simple? Yeah, that's simple. Because they gave me the roots, I'm going to use root form. That's it. All right, Victoria, what's my Y value? How'd you get that? Because it passes through what? 80-20. So that's my 20. What's my A, Samantha? You don't know it. Don't make stuff up. You don't know what it is. You with me? All right, Isaiah, what's my X values? 80. Why? So maybe you guys are like, what is she asking me? If I'm asking you what's my X and my Y, you should be able to tell me because it passes through 80-20. Let me ask you again. What's my X value? Because? Passes through what two numbers? 80-20. Nicely done. And then what are my two roots? Aldo? 0 and 100. I plug and chug. 80 minus 0 is 80. 80 minus 100 is negative 20. I multiply these two numbers together. I get negative 1600 equals 20. I divide and I reduce and I get my A as being negative 180. So my final answer is Y equals negative 180 times X minus 100. Mr. I, would I get it wrong if I put X plus 0? Do you need to put a 0 if it's X minus 0 or X plus 0? Do you need to put that? No. You'll get extra credit tomorrow if you're able to write this in standard form. What does it mean to be in standard form? AX squared plus BX plus C. But, big fat but, no fractions are allowed. So you have to know how to change this to standard form. And I did put some videos on that on Remind. You guys can check on YouTube. Real easy. How do I change factored form to standard form? Or vertex form to standard form? Easy? Easy? All right, let's take our notes for today. Yes, honey. Yes, ma'am.
The first,
Can I see your worksheet 6, please?
so the first question is, I don't really do your way because I have another way.
That's great.
So if it comes out the same answer, is it okay?
Do you guys remember what I said the other day? I'm giving you the tools. You decide what you want to use. Okay? Some people eat rice with forks. Some people use spoons. Some people use chopsticks. Doesn't matter as long as you eat it. As long as it gets done, I don't care what method you use. I'm just giving you the tools. You get to choose which one you prefer. Okay? Great question. Any other questions on factoring?
But it's not the same answer.
That's the problem.
But
Because what I feel like you're doing, I'll check right now, because some people use this different methods, but then they forget to factor completely. Like one of your binomials could have a number that you could take out. So let me show you what I mean. Give me your answer for what'd you get?
I got 5q plus 10 and 4q minus 10.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, girl. What can I take out of a 5 and a 10? A 5. And what are you left with? I know what he meant. What are you left with? Q plus 2. What can I take out of a 4 and a negative 2? What are you left with? So we did get the same thing. So that's why you have to factor completely.
So we have to do all that.
Yeah, babe, because this is not complete. Completely means take everything out that's common. This is your final answer. Factoring it completely. Can I see worksheet 6, guys, please? Somebody? All right, here we go. Example 1. Thank you. Tonight's homework is a lot of lightning bolts and factoring as well. So let's say we have 100x cubed minus 40x squared. I'm not going to use my lightning bolt here because lightning bolt you need 4 terms to factor by grouping. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce and take out what can be divided out of 100x cubed and 40x squared. So before you yell it out, I'm so sorry. Can you please talk to your groups and decide what is the greatest common factor for 140? Greatest. You guys just like that number too. What's the biggest number that they both can, but that divides both numbers? Where's your calculator? Stop staring at me. Where's your calculators? Is it 5? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 40? Why not 40? 40 does not divide 100. Okay? So the biggest integer I can take out is 20. How many x's can I take out of each one? X squared. Very good. So I am left with whatever gives me this product of 100x cubed and 40x squared. Kyle, what is this first term? 20x squared times what gives me 100x cubed? 5x. Why did you give me another x? Yeah, this has x squared. You only took 2 of them out, not 3. Ready? What's left over on the second part of your binomial? 20x squared times what gives me 40x squared? Minus 2. Nicely done. I can double check by distributing. 20x squared times 5x is 100x cubed. 20x squared times negative 2 is 40x squared. And that's my final answer. Here's your doyo. Let's try this one. Cesar, what number did you just take out from both terms? A 4. Nicely done. Elizabeth, how many m's did you take out from both terms? Elizabeth, let me help you, babe. How many m's does this term have? This term, how many m's does it have? How many? One. And how many m's does this term have? Now listen to this question. How many terms do they have in common? 1. Heidi, how many n's should I take out? N squared, nicely done. Dylan, what's left over on my first term?
4.
Good, don't forget the 4, good job. Another 4 and another n.
Wait, there wouldn't be a
Why is there no n?
because it's not cubed square.
Didn't you take out both n's?
It's for yeah.
Okay, great. And we took out the n? So we're just left with 4? Great. I love that you caught that. Jessica, what shall I have here?
3 and
A 3. And here's where I'm going to put that extra n. What am I missing? So m, n, and n?
I said
Oh, you did? I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you. I just heard n. Sorry. Kyle, shh. All right, so my final answer is 4mn squared and then 4 minus 3mn. All right, let's take it up a notch and we'll call it a day so you guys can finish the homework. Let's start off with one of these bad boys. I have these 4 terms, so I'm automatically going to try. That's my first tool I'm going to use. The first one is I'm going to go for the lightning bolt. I'm going to try it out. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, I have to try something different. All right, Brooklyn, help me out. What can I factor out of an x fourth and a 12x cubed? Good, x cubed. How come I can't take any integers out? How come I can't take any numbers out? How come I can't take any numbers out? What is this number? 1. I mean, there's nothing there to take out. You see that? All right, so x cubed times x gives me x to the 4th. X cubed times 12 gives me 12x cubed. All right, Josh, help me out. What can I take out of a 4x squared and a 48x? 4, and can I take out any letters, any variables? And x. Nicely done. Let's take out a 4x. Jarrell, what's left over? 4x times what gives me 4x squared? Almost. 4x times 1 is 4x. I want 4x squared. Nicely done. Alondra, what's left over here? 4x times what gives me 48x? 12. Nicely done. Is factor by grouping working? Is lightning bolt working? How can I check if it's working? What should be the same? Yes, this right here, this binomial better be the same. If it's not, then factor by grouping is not working. Just Sean, I can't compete with you guys anymore. Thank you, babe. Daisy, what's my final answer, honey?
The final answer is x cubed, parentheses x plus 12.
But don't I put these together?
Oh, 4x
To the 4th? So don't I write these 2 together? I write this once, and I just put these 2 together?
4x and x cubed.
Yes, very good. So I put these together, and then I write this one, x plus 12. You see it? But is this factored completely? What can I take out of here? Mina, are you with me? Is this factored completely? Cyan, what can I take out of an x cubed and a 4x, babe? Good. Take out an x, and what are you left with? X squared plus what? 4, and then x plus 12. Now it's factored completely. We'll do another one together. Sample 3. Let's do another one. 18x cubed minus 9x squared minus 18x plus 9. Let's go lightning bolt. Hopefully it works. Destiny, what can I take out of an 18x cubed and a 9x squared? Nicely done. 9x squared. Ready? What's left over? 2x. Nicely done. Did you get that on your own? Or did Sean whispered in your ear? You want to try this one? He did? Okay. Oh, okay. For sure. For sure. All right. Let's go with Angel. I haven't heard from you today. What can I take out of a 18x and a 9? Remember, it's negative right here, and I want this to be negative. So what should I take out? A 9. But then if I just take out a positive 9, do you see that this is going to be a negative and this is going to be a positive? What should I take out instead of just a positive 9? Beautiful. Let's take out a negative 9. Cesar, what am I left with when I take out a negative 9? Negative 9 times what is negative 18x? Isaiah, negative 9 times what is positive 9? Are these the same? Is factor by grouping working? Okay, so let's put these two, because these are the same. Now I just put these guys together. 9x squared minus 9 goes together, and then 2x minus 1. Is this factored completely? No. Sean, what can I take out of a 9x squared and a 9? This doesn't have an x. Almost. Good. Just a 9. And I'm left with x squared minus 1 and 2x minus 1. Is this factored completely? Who says no? Raise your hand. Because if it's no, you're right. Some of you guys said no. Why is this not factored completely? What can you still factor? Okay, I have a question. Can you factor out 2x minus 1 any farther? Can you factor out this 9? Can you factor out this x squared minus 1? All right, so this is what I need to show you. Is there a number, two numbers that multiply to negative 1 to add to 0? That's how you factor x squared minus 1. What two numbers multiply to negative 1 but add to 0? Negative 1 and 1. So can you factor x squared minus 1? Yes. What is it? What is it? What are the two factors? So it's 9 times x plus 1, x minus 1, and then you bring down that 2x minus 1. Is this going to be on your quiz tomorrow? No. You have plenty of time to practice this. Let it settle in. Miss Riad even gave you the answers at the bottom so you can check. It's not going to do you any good to just copy the answer. It's not. Because when you're quizzed on this next week, the whole point is for you to know how to get to this point. I have a quick question before I forget. How do you factor x squared minus 9? If x squared minus 1 is 1 and negative 1, what's x squared minus 9? Yes, x plus 3 and x minus 3. How do you factor x squared minus 100? X plus 10, x minus 10. Good. How do you factor x squared minus 49? There you go. X plus 7, x minus 7. Take it up a notch. How do you factor 4x squared minus 49? You can't take a 4 out of 49. Yes, 2x minus 7 and 2x plus 7. Now, do you just hope you're right on these factoring? What could you do? Graph it or FOIL it out. Okay? Let's take a look at this worksheet. You're going to do numbers 36 through 50. I just did a couple of these with you, but you should practice on your own. So I gave you the answers to 36 through 50. Now it's your job to get to these answers. Go ahead and get started right now with your friends' help, your colleagues that are with you. And hopefully see how friggin' works today.